Good Tuesday morning. We're in the book of Jeremiah. Hear this, nations, God's message. Broadcast this all over the world. Tell them, the one who scattered Israel will gather them together again. From now on, he'll keep a careful eye on them like a shepherd with his flock. I, God, will pay a stiff ransom price for Jacob. I'll free him from the grip of the Babylonian bully. The people will climb up Zion's slopes shouting with joy, their faces beaming because of God's bounty. Grain and wine and oil, flocks of sheep, herds of cattle. Their lives will be like a well-watered garden, never left to dry up. Young women will dance and be happy. Young men and old men will join in. I'll convert their weeping into laughter, lavishing comfort, invading their grief with joy. I'll make sure that their priests get 3 square meals a day, and that my people have more than enough. God's decree. Our God is a redeeming God. This is our message to be proclaimed to all who will listen. Israel was in captivity in Babylon, but the time of bondage was coming to a close and the era of reconciliation was beginning. Just as he'd scattered his people because of their disobedience, God was now bringing them to the promised land. The words, "the one who scatters Israel will gather them together again," it's a picture of a shepherd gathering his flock. The restoration of Israel serves as a foreshadowing of the spiritual unity of God's people today. If ever there was a time that the world needed to see God's people in unity, it's right now. This passage reminds me that God doesn't do anything halfway. He will not only provide spiritual care, he will also provide physical care. Grain and wine and oil, flocks and sheep and herds and cattle. Lives will be like a well-watered garden. The well-being of God's people is a total package. The spiritual with the material with the spiritual. Being so blessed of God, it generates a spontaneous praise. There will be shouts of joy and no more sorrow. Mornings turn to gladness. God gives comfort and joy instead of sorrow. In this passage, I catch a glimpse of the millennial reign of Christ. It's a state of overflowing blessedness. The spiritual and the secular, they're brought together in harmony. But when will that happen? When will the captivity end? I suspect that the message of hope that Jeremiah gave was hard to believe by those who were currently in the captivity. But freedom did come. When will this vision of wholeness be realized? Certainly not during a pandemic. Yet, the word of the Lord has spoken it. We will rule and reign with Christ in a millennial blessedness. Until then, we should look with hope for its fulfillment and work with diligence until the Lord comes. Again, I pray, Maranatha, come Lord Jesus. God bless you. I'll see you tomorrow.